We are joined by Republican Congressman John Fleming from Louisiana. Congressman, thank you for being here. 41 times there's been some sort of effort to defund Obamacare. All have failed. Do you think this is going to be any different?
Actually, I do think so. Those previous attempts made were actual repeals in part or completely. None that I can recall were ever attached to must-pass legislation. However, the CR is must-pass legislation, and therefore I think we have a much better opportunity, especially considering that bad news rolls out every day about Obamacare.
So, if the Senate indeed does what it threatens to do, is to strip out the defunding part of this of the CR and send it back to you, what do you do? What does the GOP do?
Well, first of all, that's an open question. There are a lot of senators over there, particularly in states like Arkansas and my state of Louisiana, who are under tremendous pressure because our states do not like Obamacare. So we're not sure how they're going to vote on that. But assuming for whatever reason that we get back a clean CR, we don't see a way to defund Obamacare, then the next step is the debt ceiling, upon which we're going to add a full year's delay, including taxes, of Obamacare. And I think there's a lot of good reasons to believe the administration would secretly like to do that.
Well, Congressman, let me ask you this. Is reaching the debt ceiling and defaulting on debt acceptable if you can't get Obamacare defunded?
Well, remember that the bill we passed funds government and it defunds Obamacare. So if we end up in a shutdown, that would have to be the president's choice, not the members of Congress.
What's more important to you, defunding Obamacare or cutting back government spending?
Defunding Obamacare. Obamacare is a huge entitlement program that will explode our budget in years to come. And it is, in my personal opinion, the most dangerous law passed, certainly in modern times.
But are you concerned about what the damage that could be done if the government shuts down to an economic recovery that's still very fragile?
Well, once again, the economy is fragile primarily because of Obamacare. 77% of new jobs, 77% of new jobs are part-time jobs today because of Obamacare. We have the smallest workforce participation since the Jimmy Carter years. And again, this is all being driven primarily by Obamacare. On the other hand, there's no need for us to go to a shutdown if the president will simply work Congress.
Is there a split within the GOP that the Democrats would like you to believe that, as Harry Reid said in a statement after today's vote on the House bill, that you're being held hostage by Tea Party anarchists who will see nothing but the extreme on any issue, and in particular on Obamacare, it's defund it or nothing else, no compromise?
No, Ashley, this morning before the vote we had a Republican conference. We were in tremendous unity. There was a lot of energy, and then right afterwards we got together in front of the cameras to discuss the victory of that vote. However, there's a little difference on how best to approach the defunding or delay of Obamacare. But ideologically, we're all on the same page. Those of us who were here, all of us voted against Obamacare. If we got a chance today to vote up and down for Obamacare, again, we would all be in unity to vote against Obamacare. So, no, we're closer together now than probably any time in the last year or so, or since the beginning of the 113th Congress.
Congressman, we hear a lot of no's about the new health care plan, but nothing about solutions. What do you think this country should do? Should we just throw out every aspect of the new health care law and start again?
Well, you know, a lot of people ask, well, why don't you fix Obamacare? The problem is that Obamacare is a giant bureaucracy that puts most of your decisions for health care in the hands of Secretary Sebelius. So it's like a giant skyscraper that has a very, very poor foundation. You have to tear it down and build it back up again. Again, this crazy law was passed with no Republican support. 2/3 of Americans hate this law. The Republican Study Committee and a subcommittee that I'm participating in actually launched in the last couple of days a new law, at least a bill that would become law, that actually actually puts back a patient-centered approach that depends on the marketplace for efficiency and lower cost. You start with the lower cost, then you expand coverage, rather than expanding coverage, doing nothing to lower cost, as in Obamacare.
All right, we're out of time. Congressman Fleming, thank you so much for joining us.
Great. Thank you, Ashley.